Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage I'm going to show you how easy it is to change a speed controller on a Cyrusher Kommoda, and also how to disable the speed limiter. So what I thought I would do is show you guys how to do it in case you have to change your speed controller, and whilst I'm at it, show you how the speed limiting that affects bikes in the UK and some other countries works and how it can be disabled for off-road use. So a UK e-bike or pedal assisted electric bicycle, which is what this is, has to be restricted so that the electrical assistance doesn't help you get going faster than 15 miles an hour. You can go faster than 15 miles an hour on this bike as long as you're pedaling hard enough or going downhill, but the electrical assistance won't help you to get beyond 15. The bike is actually capable of 26, 27, maybe even more assistance miles per hour, but that is restricted for the UK. But Cyrusher made sure that it was very easy to disable that system and put it back to its full power for those of us who are going to use the bikes on private land or not in the UK. And whilst I'm doing this video on behalf of us all, I thought I would take the opportunity to check out a theory that individual examples of the speed controller give different top speeds. So at the moment I'm restricted to 15 miles an hour or thereabouts, anyway, 15 point something. So I'm going to pick up my rear wheel on the stand, put us in high power and turn the pedals and see where we get to. A pretty steady 15.5. So how do you locate and remove and change your speed controller? Well, it's located here inside the tube of the frame. It's accessed via the battery compartment. Our first step from an access and safety point of view is to remove the battery. So put our Cyrusher key in the keyhole, give it a little turn, and our battery unit pops out. Lift that baby out. And now we have access to the battery port, and the controller is accessed beneath this base panel that has the prongs that go into our battery. Don't undo the nuts and bolts that are in there. Come round here and using a 3mm Allen key, undo these 3 bolts. Once all 3 have been removed, you can simply lift this unit out. So the big aluminium block there is beneath the frame, so just lift the tail end first and out she comes. You see we've got wiring attached to the bottom, and this is where the battery supplies the bike. And in here you've got a lot of wiring. Improve your view. You see the aluminium box down there as well? That is the speed controller. Now the wiring that's in here is sort of coiled up in a loop. If I go beneath the bike for a moment, here's the crank, here's the pedal. Got these cables coming out the back. Some of those wires are looped and sort of poking out of here. So it's kind of just looped and then pushed in. So there's less of a secret technique involved in this than carefully pulling the wires without straining anything. There we go. There's a loop coming out. There's another loop coming out. And untucking things until you start to create a little bit of space. Once you've made enough space, you can get your hand in underneath and pull the controller out. It's not mounted. All the wiring pressing down on top of it just keeps it in place. And out the entire thing comes. You've still got cables going back into the bike. Okay, so this next bit I'm certainly not recommending anybody else tries, but I'm reasonably competent with electrics. So what I've done is I've reconnected the battery outside of the bicycle. And then if we go to our speed controller, you'll find a loop of wire, a black and a white, and they're connected by this little connector here. And if you squeeze the tab, you can take the wires out. That has now de-restricted the bike. So without changing anything else, let's pop up to the screen level. Let's turn the power on. And I'll do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to turn the power up to full. And I'm going to lift the rear wheel off the ground and just turn the pedal slowly by hand. And we'll see what pace it maintains. 25.5. So there you can see how easy it is to de-restrict these bikes to give full power if you have areas where you can ride it legally with unrestricted power. So now back to our original plan. If we want to disconnect and replace the speed controller, we've got this nice big chunky cable. It's got an arrow on both parts pointing at each other, so you always know the right orientation. Give that a little wiggle as you pull. It doesn't unscrew, it's just a pull. And we're out. We've got one cable that's not connected to anything. It's kind of like a programming or diagnostic cable, so don't worry about that. That's got the grey, red, white and black going to a connection that's not supposed to be connected to anything. We've got another 3-wire, which is black, red and green. And we disconnect that. They're all different connectors, so you're not going to mix them up when it comes to reassembly. We've got this one with yellow, black, red and white. That's off as well. This is the charging base, goes on the battery, and that goes to this yellow connector. And that just leaves us the one wire still connected, which actually goes to the motor. Now with that last cable, just find the big chunky wire that's running to your motor. So underneath the bike, and gently loop that down so you can keep pulling the cable out. And there you are, that's the main motor connector. And this one has a nice screw fit in. So separate those two ferrules, pull it apart, and then this piece can go back inside and pull out of the top. And there we are, one motor controller completely removed. I popped these on the bench for you just to make it easier to see. That's the one I've just removed. I had to write original on it, else I would be confusing myself. But bottom right, we can see 2022, month 6. That would be manufacturing, I guess. On this one, we have 2023, month 6, I guess. All of the other specs are absolutely identical, and the label is the same, except this one says deactivation, and this one has something written in Mandarin or kanji, not sure. Both seem to be manufactured by JYT Con brushless motor controllers. Going to connect the replacement unit to the bike with the battery out still, and we'll just repeat those couple of quick tests. Okay, so now I've got the new controller in place and I've got the restriction back on. So again, just going to freewheel the rear wheel, see what happens in high power. $15.5. And now with the restriction removed. Look at that. That went up to 30. Go again. So certainly it's the nature of your speed controller that holds the ultimate limit on your bike's performance if you're going in unrestricted mode, but it makes no difference whatsoever to a restricted bike. Lesson learned. Reinstalling is essentially just the reverse of what we've done. The important part is that the cable from your controller with the screw-on ring needs to connect to this. It goes to your motor and it needs to come through here. So put this in first into the battery hole, pass it all the way through until it emerges from this hole here. There we are. Just get him out. There. Reconnect that. Again, there's arrows on the connectors that you need to line up. Tighten these two rings to each other, which means they can't pull apart. And then push the connector back up into that hole. The rest of it is just looping up your wiring, bundling it in with your controller. I put the controller in first and then the wiring afterwards. The controller goes in wiring end first. So this is the end with no wires at the top. Now, where these three holes are is where this base unit is going to be screwed. So make sure you're not going to pinch any wires in that area. That's looking good. And then if you get the one middle screw, pop it in a hole, put your Allen key in the hole there, it's 3mm, and then reach inside and move the base around till you feel the Allen key drop into the hole. Yay! Once you've got it started, get the other two in, because you need to be able to wriggle the whole thing around to line it up. Start them off. There we go. Then do them all up just tight enough that they touch the frame. So it all centralizes itself nicely, like so. And then when they're all done up, give them a good nip. And we're done. Get our battery, got the terminals at the bottom, and you put it bottom edge in first. Offer that up gently, then squeeze into position. Get the key out of the lock. Check your battery's good and secure. And then we should be able to restart the controller. Put it into high. Lean the bike over and turn the pedals. And everything kicks up. If I keep rotating the pedals at 15 miles an hour. Well, I hope you found that useful, folks. I'll come to you with another video shortly on some of my mods and tweaks that I've done to this bike and give you my overall review. Till then, if you like this sort of stuff, please give us a thumbs up or a subscribe. Costs you nothing, helps me out. Bye. If you're enjoying our channel, then don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos. And please give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, and you can share the videos. And below the video is always the area where you can comment and get involved with the chat.